Well, you join me today here in Canary Wharf, London. This previously rather humble backwaters in the London borough of Tower Hamlets has gone on to become one of the world's major financial centres, making Canary Wharf an enclave of economic growth and prosperity in an otherwise rather neglected part of the city. So today we're going to have a look around and see what life is like here, and maybe even talk to some of the locals as well. Join me. Okay, so let's have a wander around Canary Wharf and see what life is like here. Just over here you've got this is the DLR over here, which is a kind of line that goes through Canary Wharf, and this was kind of made to sort of connect East London to the more industrial, financial part of the city. Oh, I've been served, yeah. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers. Well, the cheek of that guy. I just ordered a coffee from the Pret over here. I'm just going to sit down in a second and have it. Yeah, some guy saw that the guy who was serving me at the coffee shop, he saw I had a camera, like this GoPro, and he said, "Oh, you're a YouTuber. How many subscribers do you have?" And I said, "Oh, I've got like 4K." And he was like, "Oh, only 4K?" It's like, mate, come on. What colour's your Bugatti, you know? Anyway, gonna have this this coffee and then crack on with the tour around this very remarkable part of London. So over here we just got the Cabot's Place Mall. Let's have a look inside. Big thing with Canary Wharf really is, apart from all the offices, it's got a lot of malls over here. Yoke, where you can buy specialty coffee. Oh, you're right. And yeah, or a Joe and the Juice. Obviously, there being a lot of office workers here, people need places to eat out and stuff like that. So yeah, you have a lot of malls on kind of the ground floors of the office blocks. I'm sure there's a massive office block right above this building. So just over here we've got a free newspaper. This is the Wharf Life, and as you can see, you just get some information about presumably various updates about life here in Canary Wharf. Yeah, just kind of places to eat out at, developments with the rail network. Not the most interesting newspaper out there, but you know. And you can see here, this is another sort of mall area. You can see, wow, it actually goes pretty high, all these little shops up here. Right, so we're just going to go into this Tesco Express. I sort of thought long and hard about what to have, you know, here, because I think when I go to a place, sorry. When I go somewhere like here, you know, when I go to any place, I want to get, you know, the full experience. And I've just been thinking about what's the full experience to get. And I think what it's going to be is some kind of sushi or some kind of meal deal over here. So you've got a big range of stuff. A lot of meal deals. Yeah, this is where people come during their lunch break. Well, none of it looks that great actually. What do you guys reckon? Should I? Fuck it, let's do it. Right. Alright, so I'm going to get some food from the salad bar here in the Tesco's. Let's see what it's like. What options do I have? None of it looks that great. We've got just chickpeas. We've got some coleslaw. Over here we've got some pesto. Doesn't look that great. We've got some tuna over here, some tuna pasta. I don't know about you guys, I think the tuna pasta is probably going to be the best best bet, to be honest. Maybe an egg as well. Smallest egg I've ever seen in my life, but let's give it a try. Hi, can I just get this, please? Yeah, of course. Alright, so let's try this salad from this Tesco Express over here in Canary Wharf. Let's see what it's like. To be honest, I'm kind of dreading it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much exactly how I expected it. Let's see what the egg's like. Yeah, I'll be honest, the egg does taste a bit plasticky. Okay, so we've reached kind of lull periods in Canary Wharf now. Like, it really is completely empty. Feels like this whole area of London is just having a kind of siesta, because well, everyone's at work, you know, in the office. They're not out on the streets. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump on the DLR and head over two or three stops, just to see how different the rest of Tower Hamlets is compared to Canary Wharf, because it really is quite dramatic. So here we are, this is the DLR. This is a kind of tube service that was developed specifically for kind of South and East London, just to kind of make it a bit more connected to the rest of the city. And it's quite fun, this tube service. It's almost a bit of a roller coaster because it goes over ground. But yeah, we're just going to jump on. And we're going to go a couple of stops, and you guys can just see how different the rest of Tower Hamlets is compared to the beauty and sort of exuberance of Canary Wharf. It's rather fun over here. You can pretend you're actually driving the tube. So pretend buttons. So yeah, I don't really know where we're going, but I'm so confident that yeah, I don't even need to know where we're going, because we'll get off in a couple of stops and you guys will just see how different the rest of Tower Hamlets is.
Change for stations towards Beckton and London City Airport. When leaving the train,
so you see what
please remember to take
I mean
all of the
by
lines with you.
the DLR kind of being like a bit of a roller coaster. It's kind of on this sort of bridge above all these roads. I mean, look at this. It really does look like we're about to go do a sort of loop-the-loop or something. It's quite funny. You can just see over here, there's a whole bunch of other buildings over here. Just passing through
This is
the HSB Tower, the Barclays Tower, all of which we saw earlier. And we're just going to go for a couple more stops and really get out of, you know, the shadow of Canary Wharf. Alright, so we're going to get off here and see what it's like. This is All Saints, which I've never been to before, but let's see what it's like. So let's see how different life is here, just a couple of stops from Canary Wharf. So I mean, just first impressions, it's just completely different. You know, think about how swanky and sort of plush everything looks in Canary Wharf, and this literally, we've been on the DLR for like 2 minutes and look how different it looks. So yeah, as you guys can see, we've really not gone that far from Canary Wharf. Like, you can still sort of see the skyscrapers in the distance, and yet just the shops and the atmosphere and the general vibe of this place is just completely different. It's so weird. You know, there's just shops that you just wouldn't get in Canary Wharf at all, you know. I mean, there are office blocks over here, you know, there are some solicitors, but by and large, the stuff we've got here is very different. You know, we've got these Asian food shops. See a bit of one of the, I think that's the Bangla scripts up there. Someone let me know what that is, but I think it's the Bangla language, the language of Bangladesh. You know, we've got a mosque over here. You know, popular central mosque. Got an Islamic shop. You know, it really doesn't feel very like the rest of like what we saw back there in Canary Wharf. It's very weird. I might ask to see if we can film in this shop actually. Right, so I've just been very kindly allowed to have a look inside the shop. Again, it's just very interesting. You know, you've got a lot of kind of Islamic and Arab stuff here. You've got some, this is oud, I think. You know, it's a sort of Arabic fragrance. Nice kind of fluffy can that they're in. And here is sort of stuff that, you know, Islamic clothes. This is the kind of stuff you'd wear to the masjid on the Islamic holy day, the Friday. So you've got, not sure what that is, maybe a tea dispenser or something for some Middle Eastern tea. How to perform Umrah, the rituals associated with the Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca. Yep, and there's some du'as, some like prayers you can make for the Umrah. I don't know what this is. Some kind of stuff for your teeth. Obviously some various hats and stuff. And over here, this is the stuff that's really interesting, is some dates. And I think I said in a previous video that eating dates is a very big thing in Islam. It's kind of viewed as part of the Sunnah, the kind of way of life of the Prophet Muhammad. I said this in a video and I felt a bit unconfident saying it at the time because I wasn't actually sure if that was right or not, but I looked it up afterwards, and yeah, like eating dates is like a big sort of part of Islam. Like a lot of people do it as part of a spiritual practice. It's kind of seen to have certain healing properties. So you can just see here, if you ever go into this kind of shop, that's why you see lots of dates here. You know, they've got a real variety, chocolate dates. Yeah, it's because it's seen as like a special food. There you go, so that was the Islamic shop here in just outside Canary Wharf, the Basr collection, with people saying Ramadan Kareem, happy Ramadan, or you know, have a blessed Ramadan or whatever. And again, here's some kind of statues, some, you know, wearing sort of Islamic clothes. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, just kind of see the sort of contrast of culture. You know, it's just very interesting that you get, you know, so, you know, right next door to this kind of very industrial, very, you know, corporate world. There's a completely different way of life and a much more kind of religious observance than there is in Canary Wharf. Not that either's really good or bad, but it's just interesting. It's one of the things that interests me about London is how much the two communities, in different communities, really just sort of live side by side. Over here, it looks like we've got some kind of council houses. All these are probably blocks and stuff. You can see some sort of new developments in the distance over there. Well, while I've got a bit of time, let's check out this Bangla food shop over here. See if we're allowed to have a look. See here, we've got some Bangla rice in there as well. Oh, mate. How are you? Good? Nice. And here are some various foods we can get. It's really interesting. Some Bangla drinks. Cool. How is life here in Tower Hamlets?
Sorry?
How is life here in Tower Hamlets? Good? Yeah. I really like it. It's interesting. And over here you got some sweets. Some sweets over here?
Yeah, all of those.
Very nice. Is it from Bangladesh or something?
Yeah, all of the Bangladesh.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Well, thank you very much, mate. Have a nice weekend. Really cool, interesting shop here in Tower Hamlets. Selling various kind of Bangla foods. Over here we've got Taj solicitors dealing with all your legal needs. Over here you can just see we've got this whole stuff behind me. It's all been closed down. It looks like this was some kind of shop, and now there's just a bunch of graffiti around here. Yeah, that's been shut down. So yeah, obviously you can see that, like I said earlier, this is a slightly more neglected part of town. There's been less investment here to sort of tidy up things that have been closed down or whatever. So over here are just some more shops that are quite interesting. This is the Real Taste Halal Shop Fried Chicken. Hello. So this is obviously big Islamic population in this part of Tower Hamlets. So a lot of the fast foods will be halal, prepared in the proper Islamic fashion. Over here we've got Oriental grocers. You just got some cool fruits here, like a don't know what this is, but very weird. Not seen one of them before. Let's take a look inside. Oh, wow. I always think these fridges are never warm enough. Here's some Salam Cola. A little flashback to the Savile Town episode. If any of my early subscribers remember that. It says over here, we are taking Qurbani orders. Not sure what Qurbani is. Presumably something to do with Islam. And you see there's some writing in presumably Bangla there again. Standard big fish. Yeah, nice. Oh wow, this is so cool. Look what we found, guys. Look at all these kind of little shops and markets and stuff. We're gonna have a little look round. Yeah, we've hit upon something quite exciting. We're gonna have a look around here, right, and then head back to Canary Wharf. As you can see, you wouldn't imagine that like this enormous financial centre is literally like 2 tube stops away from this. It's really feels like a different world, you know. Over here you've got a little butcher. Oh, hi mate, how you doing? You right? Little dry cleaning place. So you see we're just walking into this enormous little marketplace over here. This is cool. It's a Chinese cafe. Looks rather fun. Cash only. What are you selling over here? Excuse me, sorry. What is this called? This. It's a jackfruit. Okay, I've never seen it before.
This is Bangladesh.
It's Bangladesh. Okay, yeah. Is it nice?
Nice.
Very nice and sweet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you lucky one, you can get the crunchy ones and it's the more.
Okay, cool. There you go, that's what it's called. This is jackfruit. A very nice woman was just explaining to me. Next time I'm here, I'll have to get some. Got some cool little shops in here. Look at this weird sort of structure here. I wonder what this was used for back in the day. Oh mate, can I just get some carrot chai please? So I'm just ordering some carrot chai at this place over here. So carrot chai is basically a type of caffeinated drink, basically a tea that they have in Bangladesh. And I've had it when I've been to Tower Hamlets before. And it's very nice, so I'm just getting some now. Thank you man, cheers. Have a nice weekend. Okay, so I've just ordered this carrot chai. Sit down over here on this nice little table. Hi mate, how are you? Alright. And yeah, just taking the atmosphere. Yeah, so it's very interesting here. This is yeah, so this is a tea. Basically, chai just means tea. And carrot chai. It's kind of sweet tea that they have in I think mainly Bangladesh. Most of the people who live in Tower Hamlets are originally from Bangladesh. And it's quite interesting, obviously you just heard in there was some music playing, and that was a recitation of the Quran. I asked the woman and she said yeah, it's from the Quran, and this is a big part of Islamic culture, is the type of music you listen to is basically meant to be the Quran. You listen to kind of singing of the Quran, it's like quite a big part. We don't really have it so much in Christianity, so singing verses of the Bible isn't really done, but in Islam it's quite a big part of the religion. And obviously today is actually Friday, so it's the Muslim holy day, so that's partly why a lot of people are wearing very Islamic clothes and yeah, playing sort of Islamic music.
I open the window and one fan is window side.
Well, it's actually quite nice to see the community around here in Tower Hamlets. I just had a little carrot chai at the cafe, and the owner was some chap from presumably Bangladesh, and then this white geezer, kind of a typical West End geezer, kind of sat down at the cafe, and they both kind of sat down at a table together. And you know, the West End geezer just kind of drank his tea, and the Bangladeshi owner just kind of chilled next to him, and he just kind of chatted and had a nice time. And you know, so often with this kind of discussion about, you know, different cultures, you know, in the UK, and like how do we integrate everyone together. A lot of the time we hear kind of negative stuff about it. And I don't want to shy away from difficult conversations where one needs to be had, but I think it's moments like that where I do think there is like a good side to it as well. Like there are times where there are like examples of people integrating together and it working, you know, which is really good to see. Okay, well, we're just going to get on the DLR train over here back to Canary Wharf, and we're going to see how things have been progressing in our absence. Let's go.
Good afternoon folks, our next station is Poplar. Change to Poplar for service into Worcester.
Bank and Tower Gate.
Okay, well we're back here in Canary Wharf now. Let's get off and head over to the town centre and see how things have changed. Here you can just see the waters of Canary Wharf. It is very close to the sea, this part of London, and yeah, just under this big construction at the moment. All right, mate. As you can see, there is a kind of darker underbelly to these places. You can see back there are sort of some people who are homeless, who are just rough sleepers down here, trying to make. Mate, how you doing? You alright? Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Best of luck. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Yeah, people who are obviously homeless, try and make a living out here. Rather difficult, obviously. Next to so much wealth, there are still people who are struggling. Just in the distance, you can see the DLR as it continues across the city. There you go. And the beautiful waters of Canary Wharf down there. Look at that. But 100 or so years ago would have been a place that ships from all over the world would have come to, from exotic locations like Zanzibar or Lahore or Calcutta, all would have landed here, bringing people and products from all over the British Empire. And now you can see it's been completely refurbished for the modern world. Here you go. Well, obviously you can see over here, this is just British pop culture at its best. All these people sort of just on the river here, just finished work, and just coming out to enjoy the English summer. Having a beer, having a cider, whatever, and you can see right along this this river, there's just loads of pubs just filled with people. Just look over here, you see people just chilling out, having a nice time. How you doing? You alright? It feels a bit weird because. What? Yeah.
He's famous.
Oh, are you really?
He's famous. He does OnlyFans.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I recognise you. Yeah. All right. Well, let's head outside and enjoy a bit of the British pop culture. It's funny. I think most of my subscribers really are from the UK. Thought that was talking to me for a sec. But for those of you who aren't from the UK, you're watching from somewhere else. This is what the British pop culture looks like. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it lovely? Just people out here, having a drink in the sun after a long day's work. Relaxing. Nothing too serious. Just enjoying the nice weather. It's very beautiful. Now it's interesting because I feel like nowadays in this kind of world we're in, where sort of remote work is becoming a lot more popular. A lot more people are choosing to work from home, work remotely in places like Thailand or Bali or whatever, becoming digital nomads and stuff like that. And on the one hand, I have a lot of time for that. I think it's really cool. But there's another part of me that thinks it's kind of sad because you do lose something when you work remotely, and what you lose is kind of this kind of atmosphere. You know, like look at all these people around me at the moment. You know, all just enjoying a drink. They've all come from one of the big offices, maybe even one of the big offices up here. You know, and yeah, there's just a nice kind of atmosphere in the air, and you don't get that when you work remotely, when you sort of run a business yourself and stuff like that. And yeah, it's not to say that working remotely is bad, but it's yeah, I guess it's rather a shame you can't really have both at the same time. Right, well, that was a very nice FS from the pub over there. To be honest, it's really gone to my head. Wasn't expecting that, but yeah, we're just going to check out a bit more of the nightlife here in, well, it's not really the night, you know what I mean, the evening atmosphere here in Canary Wharf. Maybe get some food along the way. Excuse me, guys. Hi, you're right. I'm doing a video about sorry? A what?
Image rights.
Image rights?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm a public figure.
You're a public figure?
Yes.
Okay, you don't want to be filmed?
It's copyrighted.
No, you can't film.
Okay. It costs. It costs. How much does it cost? Oh, you'll get some of the AdSense royalties. Yeah, yeah. You'll get some of the money in AdSense. Yeah, yeah. But I just blogging basically.
Blog. And what's your blogging name?
I'm just blogging Canary Wharf.
No, what's your name?
Alfie.
Alfie.
What's your name?
Crazy. Image.
Crazy.
Alright, say image lord.
Image.
Image.
Lord.
Image lords. Image lords.
Video you say.
Yeah, we're working in this building. We do
In this one?
construction.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Construction.
Oh, really? Nice. What's that like?
Yeah. Backbone of the country, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I bet. I bet.
Build up the city.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This, you're like the wheels that this nation turns on. So, yeah, yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
We're just having a drink because it's Friday.
Which country you from?
Well, part UK, but part Polish.
Polish.
Yeah, yeah.
Jamaican.
Jamaican. Lovely.
Next,
Do it
boss,
again.
you don't know image lad. How we make your Canary Wharf every day feel like Christmas. Yo, put you over there, son.
Yeah, yeah.
We're up in our cloud.
Well, pleasure to meet you guys. Oh, yeah.
That spin with a girl.
Yeah. Take care. Take care. Okay, we've found. Oops, sorry, mate. We've found a whole new place here. Where was this place when I was running around with nothing to do for hours in Canary Wharf? Let's have a look. Or maybe we have been in here before, I don't know. Here we've got the Obby Cat mozzarella bar. It's quite fun. Oh, I feel like we're getting into the groove of things with Canary Wharf now. It's taken us all day. It's taken us all day. But oh, I've had one pint and I finally, you know, gotten in there. So let's have a look. This is the Jubilee Place Mall. Let's see what it's like. Wow, you can just see the trees above. Oh, wow, look at this. Got this glass thing over here. You're not allowed to walk on, but you can sort of see down there. It's quite cool. And wow, look what we've come to over here. All these restaurants. Again, you see, look at these Cafe Neros. You know, this Starbucks over here. All these people working on their laptops. You know, it's Friday night, guys. What are you doing? Anyway, let's get some food. Oh mate, yeah, just for one.
Take a seat down this side for me. I'll
Brilliant, thank you. Cheers. So it's interesting because I feel like a lot of videos, especially of this genre of kind of travel vlogging videos, in quite a simple, unedited style, often when they make a video about the UK, it's generally not in a very positive light, or at least it's kind of saying that there are big problems with the UK. You know, usually they're going to quite rough places in the UK. And look, obviously the UK does have a lot of problems, but it's interesting to come somewhere like here, which, you know, in a sense has problems in a different way. You know, I can see this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but at least in terms of the infrastructure, this is very nice and very sleek. And I think, yeah, it's just interesting to show a different side of the story. You know, there are always two sides to these things, and you know, some parts of London in particular are doing really badly, are really rough and really dangerous, but here is really very nice, and very safe as well. You know, I've often caught myself just leaving my camera somewhere because I'm... Well, thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
So just on the top, we've got different things that add more flavour to the broth. We've got bean sprouts, ginger texture, coriander, and then limes and tacho.
Okay, brilliant. That's everything. Thank you very much. Just got this nice broth over here. I think you just chuck this in as well. Get the full experience. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, yeah, you just see a kind of negative side of the UK, and there are lots of problems with the UK, but there is, all's not lost. Like, I do really believe that, you know, all's not lost. And this is, well, it will always be a great country, but I think this is, it's still prosperous in certain places, and you know, Canary Wharf is an example of that. Oh, that's really nice. Right, well, not got that much longer here in Canary Wharf, so I'm gonna go and find somewhere else to get another drink. Wow, look at this. Look how beautiful it all is. And then we're gonna head off. Let's see if we can get more of a sense of the Canary Wharf nightlife before we leave. Let's go. So overall, I'd say the nightlife here in Canary Wharf is still pretty quiet. You know, still pretty tepid. I'm sure it gets more hectic later on, but can't lie, this has been one of my finest work. It's funny how these things go. Not every video is going to be an absolute blinder, but yeah, it's pretty quiet, not that much going on, but yeah, hope you guys still enjoyed. Okay, well, that rounds up this video here in Canary Wharf. It's been interesting. Not quite what I expected, but yeah, it's been really fun. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. And yeah, lots more coming in the future, so watch out for that, as always. And apart from that, take care, and I'll see you guys very soon.